All right, so I'm going to be doing the hemisphere 1 and 2 in this video. So we're going to get started with making the hemisphere first. All right, so once we have that, I'm just going to define all right, so I'm going to select dimensions and I'll get dimensions for this. The one that the height and what we decided to do was it is 0.45 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and change it to 0.45. And then I will be making a arc from the center. So I'll take the arc by center and then I'll make the arc. So I'm gonna do the first hemisphere first. And then I'm gonna go to dimensions just to make sure that the radius of this is correct. So I'm just gonna go ahead and select radius and 17. Yep, so it's correct. So we don't really need to change anything else on this. And I'll just get rid of this stuff right here. Everything is good. And I'm going to go ahead and make this a surface. So I'm going to go to concept and surface from scratch sketches. I'm going to select the sketch and I'm going to hit apply. Okay. Why isn't it doing it? And I'm going to press generate to generate it. And then as you can see, we have the shape right there. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. And I'm going to open up the mesh. Right, now that I have the mesh open, I'm just gonna wait for it to load. All right. Since these aren't named, I'm gonna go ahead and name them first. Yes. So I'm going to select the edge selector, select the edge, and then create the name. So this is going to be velocity inlet. And I'm going to press OK. Select the other edge, create the name, and that's going to be pressure outlet. And then I'm going to go ahead and name that the wall. Okay, and I'm also going to name this hemisphere. So that's going to be the hemisphere one. So once I have all that, I'm gonna go to mesh. So we're supposed to do the all triangle method. It's already applied on here since we did it in the last project. So I'm just using the thing from the last project. So just gonna go ahead and press up or select the thing and then press apply. And then I'm gonna go ahead and generate it. All right, so as you can see, the shape is still there. All right, and we should be good with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and exit out of this. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and update it. All right. Do you want to create a new mesh? I'm just gonna go ahead and select yes. I'm gonna use a new one. All right, so once this gets started, you want to make sure. So I'm just gonna let it load first. All right. So first thing you want to do is make sure that the inlet velocity is correct. In this case, the inlet velocity is 3.29269 meters per second. So I'm just gonna, it's already there. So I'm just gonna leave it as that, apply and close. And then the next thing you want to do to get the, so to get the pressure or the drag, you're gonna go ahead and select new, force, report, and then you're gonna select drag, and then you wanna make sure you select the drag force, not the drag coefficient. And then you want to select the object, which is hemisphere one, and you're gonna press OK. And then you can just go ahead and close this. Once that's done, you want to go ahead and initialize the process. So you're gonna go to initialization, press initialize. All right, once that's done, you're gonna go ahead and hit run calculations. And then you're gonna go ahead, make sure the iterations are at least 150. It doesn't really have to be more than that, but 150 should be good enough. And then you're gonna go ahead and press calculate. All right. And then, so when you go to graphics, contours, I'm just going to rename this to hemisphere. And let's get the velocity or the pressure, static pressure contour first. So I'm just going to go ahead and save and display. So this is the static pressure contour. And then now I'm going to do the velocity contour, which is going to be this. And then finally, to get the drag force in the hemisphere, you're just going to go ahead and select the report, and then you can compute it. So right here, you see you get the drag force right there. All right, once you have that, you want to also do the streamlines. So you're gonna go ahead and streamline contour. So you're gonna get out of that. And then you can go ahead and open up results. And to get the streamline graphs, all you have to do is you go to this, you create the new hemisphere. So this is going to be, actually, let me go ahead and get rid of this first. And then, so you're going to go ahead and select streamline right from right there. And then you can go ahead and put hemisphere. Name it whatever you want, but I want it to be hemisphere 1, so I'm going to name it that. Streamline. And I'm going to press OK and make sure this domain is your surface body, and you want to do the inlet, start from the inlet velocity, and you can go ahead and click apply, and there you have it. You have the streamline velocity. And now I'm going to be performing the same thing for a different shape. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the geometry again. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to go to sketching. I will get rid of this since we don't need it this time. I will keep the straight line there, so I don't have to make another one. And then you're going to do the same thing, arc by tangent, except this time from the middle. So you're going to select this, and then then I guess it got rid of the line too, so I'm just going to create a new line. And then I'm going to go to constraints, midpoint, so that is leveled up. And then I'm going to go to dimensions and get the dimensions for this, which should be 0.45. 45. And then I will go ahead and draw this. You have your arc, and I'm just gonna do it on the opposite side this time. And to make sure that dimensions are correct, I'm gonna go ahead and select radius, just like this. And it should be 0.225, which is correct. And then I'll just get rid of that. Get rid of this. Then I'm going to go ahead and concept. So for some scratches, I'm going to go ahead and select the sketch, and I'm gonna hit apply, and then generate. So you have that, and you have your shape right there. I'm gonna exit out of this, and I'm gonna go ahead and open up the mesh. Right. So you should see the new one on here. Just wait for it to load. All right, now that you have the new one, you can see that this is the second hemisphere that you're supposed to do for the project. I'm going to go ahead and name all the sections again. So I'm going to delete all of these. I'm going to go ahead and select the edge select again, and I'll name this velocity inlet. This is the pressure outlet. And I'm going to go ahead and do my wall. I'll go ahead and do this too. This will be the hemisphere. This is the second one. I'm going to hit apply. Okay. Now once you have all these named, you're going to go to mesh. You're going to use the all triangles method. And then you're going to go ahead and select the object, press apply, and then you're going to go ahead and press generate. Right. And then I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. You can see the new object is still there. So go ahead and exit out of that. And I'm going to go ahead and update this. So that's updated, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up the setup again. All right. You're going to go ahead and select boundary conditions, inlet velocity, and you want to make sure that it's still 3.29269. If not, go ahead and change it, hit apply and close it. And then you want to go ahead and make a report for this one. You won't need the old one, so you can just delete that and then double click on that. New force report, you want the drag. Make sure it's the drag force, not the drag coefficient, and then select your shape, which is hemisphere 2 for me, and hit OK. And you can go ahead and close this. I usually run 30 iterations on this, as you can see. If it's not 30, you can go ahead and change it to 30. And then I'm going to go ahead and initialize it. All right, once that's done, I'm gonna go to run calculations. Make sure iterations are 150, and then I'm gonna go ahead and calculate that. All right. So you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna go to report, and you're gonna go ahead and compute this. And as you can see, it's much lower than the other hemisphere one, the drag force. And then go ahead and select OK. You're gonna go to graphs again, contours, and you're gonna get the pressure of this first, and you're gonna go ahead and display it. So this is the pressure. And you notice it in all of them that the pressure here is always going to be right over there. And then for velocity, you're going to go ahead and select that, save and display. And for this velocity, you can see that there's zero velocity because of the blue over there. That's the stagnation point. All right, and then you can go ahead and close this. We have all the information that we needed from here. So, and that's the plot if you want to take a look at that, and then you can go ahead and close out of this. And then you want to go to results again. All right, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to go ahead and select a new streamline, and I'm going to name it Sphere 2, and you're going to press OK. And then you want to change the domain to surface body, and you want to start it from the velocity inlet. And then you can go ahead and hit apply, and there you can see you have the velocity hemisphere. All right, hemisphere or velocity for the hemisphere 2. And then this is all I have for today.